dude, we don't have too much Trump news this week. I think he's been busy trying to really sell these watches, okay? Donald Trump has been busy trying to sell the watches, the coins, the Bible. I mean, can you believe that Donald Trump has this much time? Can you believe that Donald Trump is single-handedly, because let's be honest, his team behind him doesn't really, I mean, it's really like 90% Trump, 10% everybody else. You know what I mean? They set up a few speakers and a microphone. They can't even properly protect the man. The man's getting shot at multiple times, and Secret Service is nowhere to be found. It's 90% Trump, 10% like his helper and maybe his closest staff. And so, like, this man single-handedly running for president of the United States for a second time after they booted him out of the office. He's running for president, one of the toughest jobs and one of the most time-consuming scenario situations. And yet, he has time to promote and sell sneakers, his Bible, Trump coins, Trump watches, the NFT, 4 drops of those, by the way, the digital Trump playing cards, 4 drops.
What are we doing?
There's been 4 collections. You can collect them all. I think it's like you would have easily spent $1 million of cash by now if you would have owned all of Donald Trump's digital playing cards that he's released on this campaign alone. And so he's just got so much time on his hands. What the issue has become now is he's just gotten a little, this whole Kamala thing has really thrown him off, okay? You can tell once he starts going off prompter, there's no telling. We used to be able to fathom where or potentially how long or what topics or what Donald Trump would most likely be saying. But now we're so far right field that Donald Trump, and when he starts hitting balls out of the frickin' stadium, dude, there's no telling what he's going to say. And once he says it, it's kind of too late to A, take it back. So B, we got to double down. And that's just just being plain mean this week, dude. Just being super mean to Kamala, and like not to her face either, which is another issue of itself, but he's just being extreme. Like, listen to what he says about Kamala, dude.
She let in, and that's not even mentioning the rapists, the gang members, the drug dealers, the child predators, and the traffickers in women, mostly women. Joe Biden became mentally impaired. Kamala was born that way. She was born that
way. I mean, just get like, hey, man.
What are we doing?
Like, if we might have potentially wanted to run that by anyone on our team, anyone backstage, I mean, they would have given you, right here, Mr. President, we have a long list of at least 50 different things that you could say about Kamala and pertaining to the fact that like mental illness. Okay, maybe we could use a word like we could use stupid. Okay, instead of calling Kamala stupid, and we're not even calling her Kamala, Mr. President. That's how, right? We're on the same page as you are. Now, if we just said stupid, we could say her campaign is stupid. We could say her policies, her running mate, her dog, her husband, her beliefs, her cabinet, her everything she stands for. Mr. President, you could You could literally pick anything of Kamala Harris except for Kamala Harris herself to say something that nasty about. So whatever you do, if you could just pick something about Kamala that we think is, just go ahead and just kind of pick from the column there, and we should be good to go, okay?
Was born that way. She was born that way.
And then he doubles down, dude. He doubles down. She's born that way. Hey,
What are we doing?
like because the crowd finally reacted the way he wanted them to, and to double down on the joke is the only way.
Kamala was born that way.
Okay.
She was born that
I mean, and the issue is now he has to 1000% double down, even when he knows it's wrong, dude. He knows it's
That's what
mean.
you get to sing about.
What the fuck is that? Even though he knows it's mean, he knows he's wrong, and he knows it's not a very nice thing to say. I know, listen, everyone in the comments is going to be, Levi, it's your political debate. You're not supposed to be nice. You're not supposed to be cute. You're supposed to make fun of and claim that the other side is rubbish and that they're mean people and that they do mean things, and that's why you're not supposed to vote for them. But listen, dude, you can't blatantly come out and say, well, I think she's a mentally challenged person and she was born that way.
What are we doing?
It's just not a fact, is the issue, I think.
I insult her intelligence.
Well, I have to do that. Well, I don't think she's a very bright person. I do feel that. I mean, I think that's right. I think I am a very bright person, and a lot of people say that. I don't think she's a very bright person. And you know what? Our country needs a very smart person. And I don't think she's a very smart person. So I'm not looking to, I don't consider that an insult. That's just a fact.
Okay,
What are we doing?
The bro thinks it is a fact, which is the issue. And it's just nasty, dude. It's like, this is where we're at now. This is where we're at now in the race. Donald Trump knows that his Project 2025 is horseshit. He knows that he's losing in the majority of the polls. He knows that it's kind of, we'll see. I don't know. It's neck to neck. But what he's, I think, worried about is the simple fact of the point of the matter is that he doesn't really, his policies aren't as good as hers.
What are we doing?
And so now that Kamala has adapted support for the wall, and she's coming out again, you know what I mean? They support the guns and everything, and women's rights. She's checking all of the boxes of a lot of voters, and it's not looking good for Zaddy Trumpets. Meanwhile, the Biden administration is still in charge, and we're just purging on to World War III. And so it's going to be an interest. It's going to be an extremely interesting next few months. I mean, they're both just blatantly lying about each other. They both, at this point in time, there's really nothing to keep track of. There's nothing left to do. Your minds are made up. Nothing else they can say or do at this point is just going to be anything other than fodder for the podcast and viral moments when Donald Trump is being a just complete and blatant asshole.
What are we doing?